Josh Novak talking about a staple concept from the Tennessee Volunteers in the high pull offense, which is this dagger Y cross with a choice backside. Now, theoretically, this is a great play, right? I put it in my little nerdy game plan chart and it checks out answers, has answers to a lot of different coverages. But looking at the data, something's kind of gone wrong. Now, looking up top, right, we got 21 plays, 6.3 yards per play, which is really low for a pass. Efficiency, decently efficient, not explosive, low play score. Okay, so not a terrible play score, but a normal pass is about 50. This is a little bit lower. The distribution is where we can kind of see the issues. Now, they are not a drop back team, right? They struggle, the Q struggles with it. So that kind of ties into it. And there's some other issues we'll go through as we look at this play, right? The choice got the ball 5 times, and the crosser, I'm calling the through here, got the ball the other 5 times with 11 of those scrambles, right? So more than half of the times they called this play, they were off schedule. Sack, scramble, run around, throw it to somebody else type of play. Now, going through the teaching, I'm going to go right to left, okay, because that's the way the Q would read this in this particular setup. So it's always a 2x2 play. They have dagger to one side, and they have choice to the other. So the outside receiver to the choice side is going to run a corner, right? Inside stem, push vertical at 12 yards. He's aiming to run out of bounds at 25 yards. He's never got the ball. He's not in the look. He's a straight clear out. So I kind of go back and forth between that versus what we did at UNC, which I really enjoyed, the curl. Now, talking about the choice route, here's where the issues kind of lie. They are always running the choice with the tight end, right? That tight end for them, we're going back to the old Briles world. That tight end is not a receiver. He's not a guy that I love one-on-one with the will linebacker. So a lot of the coverages where they should be happy, quarters, stuff like that, with that matchup with a one-on-one choice route, they're just not winning. So you'd have to personnel this play and put the tight end somewhere else where he's useless, aka probably the outside receiver to the choice side. Let him just run a vertical or a corner because he's the part of this play that's not going to get it. The teaching would still remain the same. I would teach the choice route however you normally teach it. 5 yards in the divide is where we want to be. We want to slant until you can't. Now, they are able to sit down too, right? Because they don't have the curl like we did at UNC over the top. So run a slant until you can't. Break out, right? If you have hard inside leverage, if there's tons of space, you can just sit down and show your numbers and get the ball right there. So they're kind of running this little cross through route type thing. I'm not exactly sure how they're teaching it. I know how I would teach it is we're running this crosser. Okay, we're inside stemming to 12 yards. At 12 yards, we're aiming for a spot. I like it a little bit deeper, which they have some good clips of it. Somewhere 17 and 20 yards on the opposite hash is the aiming point, right? Because I need space for that choice route to win inside and not stack up. Like if you were running like the Mike Leach stuff or you're under Sam or Mike, that nonsense, right at 12 to 15 yards, you'd be running right into the choice. So I like a deeper cross anyways to give us time to look at whatever we're looking at over here. So this plays into that, right? So the through route is we're running across 12 yards, aiming for the opposite hash at 20 yards is what I would tell them. We're drawing a little bit short here because I ran out of room. So we're running that unless we get obvious cover 2 to my side, right? Safety's way off the hash. We have a cloud corner. If that happens, then you could either run just a post, right, to clear out, or you can just run a straight pipe route straight down the field. However you want to teach it. It's probably easier just to teach a straight pipe because you're the clear out route. All right, so just to recap this route again, I'm running across unless I get cloud, safety way off the hash, then I'm running a pipe or a post, however you want to teach it. All right, the outside receiver to that side is running a 15-yard dig, flat at 15. We're going to start our double cut at 12, flat at 15, with the back on a check swing. Okay, usually I hate check swings to the dagger side, or I hate swing routes or flat routes to the dagger side, right? Because we want something in this curl zone, because we want to hook curl a cover 2 player. But from a check and then release standpoint, you'll get timing-wise to that same point. You're not going to get all the way out here if you're check releasing. If you're free releasing or doing this out of trips, then you want to run something where he's sitting at 5 yards in the curl landmark. So going through the coverages real quick. Now, this is assuming we have a guy we like one-on-one with the will. Okay, so looking at these, right, 1's best, 4 is the worst. So cover 1 with no rat. We like that matchup. We actually like that winning across the field. Okay, so we have 2 really good looks there. 1 rat, not so good, right? Because we have somebody outside. We're going to have a piece inside to then take away both these. Okay, so we can manage this play. It's not heinous, You're hoping one of them can win, right? But that's not, we're not putting ourselves in a great situation on that play call. Cover 2, we are premier. Why? Because of how the quarterback, I'm teaching the Q to read this. Okay, I should go back and talk about that. I'm working 1 to 2. Okay, Q's working 1 to 2 unless he gets cloud. If he gets cloud, then we're working 1, which is really clear out, to 2 to 3. Right, so everything but cloud, we're working this side. As soon as I get cloud, this is the premier beater. Okay, there's nothing better than dagger against cover 2, cover 5. Right, you're going to clear out the safety, and then you end up putting a hook curl on the guy that has hook curl in his title. Right, attack the slashes. Always attack the slashes in zone. Okay, so that takes cover 2 world. Cover 3, same thing as cover 1, right? You're going to have a piece out here, piece out here. You're kind of running into people. You hope you can kind of win on the hash over top of it all if he sits or something like that. Okay. So we could hopefully manage, and hopefully maybe we just dump it for 5 and play the next down, but we're not putting ourselves in a great position there. Fire zone we love because of both of these options are good. Quarters, same thing. We should be loving this matchup in quarters against the will. If we don't like that, don't call choice your tight end. Okay, because this play would suck, as we're about to see. Cover 5, same thing, right? This is the premier, as we'll see on video. There's no better play against cover 2, cover 5, especially 5 where they're just go wall carry. They're not going to drop the crease. Premier beater there. 5-man, can't ask for much better than a option route if you like that matchup. And then cover 7, same thing. I'm thinking bracket, something like that. Maybe like a cone type thing. Right, we love this. Luck against cover 7. So that's kind of the overview. To look at the video, let's pull that bad boy up real quick. So look at the video real quick. Here you see one rat. Here's our issue. Let me move the damn mouse. Boy, if you want to talk about bad game plan, boys, you got to watch this game. This is brutal offense. They ain't target the box right. There's all kinds of issues. Oregon didn't do much better than next week with the Jim Knowles stuff. But one rat, here's the issue, right? You have one rat guy that can take away both an in-cutting choice and the through route, Y cross route over top of it. Right, so now what we want. Hence the scramble. Okay, their corners are terrible. Their corners are like super flat, running like speed outs. Okay, just have them take high or have them just run a go. There's no really reason to run a corner, honestly, if you're going to work the dagger side against cover 2. Okay, we can kind of see the makeup, right? It's always a 2x2 play. It could be Y on, Y off, 2x2 spread, whatever you want to do there. Here they're in a stack alignment. Tight end, we're going to outside release to 5 yards, get in the curl window, which is the divide. Okay, now I have a two-way go. I'm trying to slant unless I can't. Here we see our issues, right? That's just a terrible freaking matchup. Now, that's Ohio State. Linebacker, but they're playing the SEC. They get terrible matchups all the time. That guy's just not winning one-on-one. And he's not going to win one-on-one. The play sucks. So here's kind of like a cover 6. You know, is it skinny or not skinny? Where like a 3-match, Briles, whatever you want to freaking call it. Cover 1-ish. Okay, they drop the dirty vertical. We're telling that through route. If it's anything but cloud, we're pushing inside to 12 yards. Middle of the field at 12 yards, we're taking an angle to be, 15 to 20 on the opposite hash. So the Q is actually really good at like just turning the turret. Like he understands the progression. Like you see him down here, and then boom, he just pops his feet and he's looking directly on the hash because that crosser is coming to the hash. Right. So I actually like a lot of stuff they're doing here. He can cancel out that choice out. They're going to end up bracking it in and out really quickly, and he's just turning the turret right to the hash. Boom. The ball never got to the dig, so I'm not quite sure how they're reading it. Cover 1, cover 0, whatever you want to call it. Right, with no rat, this should be premier play. That tight end has to win. Now, he does win. I don't know what spooks him. I guess they have on black eye. Right, they got some protection issues. There's not a drop back team. They're not great at protecting, which I'm not hating. I don't think I'd be a great drop back team either, but like this play should be better. You have answers. Right, I like what the three route's doing. He gets clamped on, but I kind of like how this thing's mapped out. We just have some protection issues. We end up getting the ball out late to the swing on a scramble-ish type thing. Now, This is like a super rotation cover 2, so I'm not expecting the Q to see this. But we can see exactly why, right? I have a whole freaking thing on dagger. Why against cover 2, there's no better play than dagger. We see that freaking window. We see what the through route's doing. As soon as he gets cloud, middle of the field open, like super open, whatever you want to call it. However you want to teach that guy, you want him running that against cover 2. Okay, that pipe, that post, whatever you call it, that is what you want against cover 2. Right? Once again, I'm not expecting Q to see this. He would still read choice to what he would think would be the crosser. Good job defense, you got us. You super rotated. We didn't see it. We get sacked again. Okay, but this is a really good look at how good dagger is, the dagger side is against cover 2. If I still had that Chiefs film, the Chiefs make a living off this stuff of having one high beater to one side. As soon as he gets to cloud, they're hitting the dig side. So cover 3, sim. Great thing about this offense, right, is they try to like disguise from, like I love the splits. They get a little bit wide to the field sometimes. This is actually pretty good. You want the slot to be a yard or 2 inside that. But good thing about these splits, right, is these sims and stuff, they come from so far away. But easy work there. Right? I'm running a slant unless I can at 5 yards. There's a lot of shit inside. I'm now just going to turn the out route. And we see the crossers working through all that trash, trying to get to the far hash. Coward football, drop 8. Here's what I like, because they gain so much depth on their crosser. Right, it gets so much freaking space behind it. You just got to find one of those windows, which he does here. Right, cover, I'm sorry. Went back too far. 4 underneath cover guys, and any sort of covers, they'll be able to bracket the choice route, which they do here. And the Q's just progressing the crosser over the top. Same thing here. Quarters. We got to be able to win that against the will linebacker. Pivot in. I don't know what the hell the Titans do down here, but a lot of space out this win out. Win inside unless it's slant unless you can't. If you can't, break back out. And we see, once again, a beautiful cross window. It's a second look opening up. Right, so this is a play I actually really do enjoy. I think I would call it. I think I'll just one-word it and call it a day. But you'd have to personnel it to get somebody who could win at that will linebacker. If you don't watch some shit, watch the Mississippi State coverage of this game. They play whatever the hell this is, and they get burned multiple times on it. Good job of the Q. I'm thinking choice. As soon as I see cloud, boom, I'm going pipe to dig to bait. And this is why. I'm not expecting to hit the pipe, but the way they're playing these weird-ass coverage rules this game, right, the pipe just runs right by the seam player, wall 2 player. All right, so that's what they get for playing this asinine stuff. So once again, why do we love this so much against 2, so much against 5 world? No better play than dagger. Unless they understand dropping the crease and shit like that. But if they do, go on them. Cover 7, same thing. We're in double brackets. I don't know why he's not slanting inside here. Right, we're thinking slant unless you can't. He should be slanting inside, ball's on him, plays over. Obviously, we don't like bracket against the crosser, but we're thinking the ball should be going to the one-on-one matchup against the will linebacker. Here it looks like they're in dime personnel, but still. Just imagine this is, normal personnel. One more look against quarters. Everybody's walked up. God, Tenn's bad, man. Now who you want to do it with? This guy down here. Personnel it, personnel it, personnel it. But once again, doesn't matter. Great job. Q's return the turret right down the hash. Putting that ball around the hash. Now you want him to tick deeper, right, to give us time. But he's at 15. Where's the ball? Okay, so that'd be 12. He's close to 15. Right, you want him just a little bit deeper. Okay, so he's running that unless it's cloud, obviously. So once again, good play. Should be better. I really enjoy it. Schematically, it makes sense. You just have to really hone in on the teaching for the Q of being able to see cloud coverage and quickly get to the dagger side because that's going to be explosive. Appreciate you all watching. I'll be pumping out more of the Briles stuff between the Tennessee stuff and the 2015 Baylor stuff. Some great stuff in there. The run game, some of the vertical shots especially.